Hi, this is Terry Nunn from Berlin, and you're listening to A Choice Piece of Man meets Steve Benz on WSDI Chicago.
Thank you for tuning into The Blend. My name is Steve Benz. We broadcast every week from downtown Chicago. Tonight's guest, one of the biggest bands ever in rock history with over 100 million albums sold. He is the lead guitarist. Yes, indeed, they're going to be in town June 24th. The band is Def Leppard. He is Phil Collen. Phil, welcome back to The Blend. I love having you on.
Thank you. Good to be here.
You know, you have been around a pretty long time right now. I was just looking at the dates. Hysteria's, the remaster's coming out. It's 30 years. What happened to the time, my friend?
You know, I was hoping you'd tell me. It's crazy. Crazy. 30 years. Are you nuts? That's crazy.
You guys been around 40 years. Come on.
I know. It just flies, but we're having fun. So as they say, I guess that's part of it. But yes, so much has happened, and we're still doing this thing. It's great.
Like, what happened to my mullet from 1987 to 1991?
Well, you could kind of bring it back if you wanted. It's kind of.
When I show up at your show in Chicago in a couple of weeks, I'll show up. I'll be the only one with a mullet. Well, probably not, but still.
Probably not, actually, thinking about it, yeah. No, we see them occasionally.
So how have you, explain it, how have you guys kept together as a band for this long?
We have the best job in the world. I sincerely believe that. It's like, it's great. You write these songs, you have an album that's, sold over 25 million copies. It has its 30th year anniversary, and people are still going crazy to it. Mm-hmm. And you get better as a band, and musicians, as singers, everything. So it doesn't get any better. It's like why not? And we just absolutely enjoy it. And I can't understand that some bands don't want to do that. That's why we started it in the first place, I guess.
Is there a leader of the band? Usually bands break up because someone wants to be the front person or voices take over. How does it work with Def Leppard?
We all work for the same goal. The band is bigger than any one individual, and that's the main thing. And we can protect that. We protect the name, the band, the brand, if you want. But more than that, the entity that is Def Leppard, we're all part of that, and I think we all realise that. And we do things that make the entity better and work well. So I think that's a great thing, and I think you're absolutely right. Some people, their egos get in there, but with us, we all pull. And the other thing is, at different periods of time, other people put in more than others. If someone's like having an off year or whatever, people will pull round and you make it work. And I wish other people could do that in society and other things, but it doesn't work like that. But we're able to do that, which is amazing.
Now, I'll take you back to the beginning. How did the band form? Because obviously something had to happen early on for you to be here this many years later.
I think we're all very working class British. Mm-hmm. And there was an attitude that was instilled, and a value system instilled into us from our World War II era parents. Mm-hmm. I remember my mum talking kind of fondly of the unity that the people would have when the Germans were blowing up London, where I'm from. And Joe had the same. His parents had the same experience. Up in Sheffield, everyone. You have these air raid shelters, and they have to go under the tube stations and all this thing because someone was trying to blow your city up. And so they installed this kind of value system that we kind of inherited. And you don't really see that so much in kind of newer millennials and stuff like that. But certainly we had something put into us, and I think we based a lot of it on that kind of value system.
Now, when you're on tour, I would think you're kind of isolated from what goes on in the world. Do you have a reaction to what happened on the London Bridge and the attack there? Did it pull your heartstrings?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm from London, and I can remember, terrorist attacks by the IRA in the 60s and 70s, seeing, a dead horse that had been blown up and a bunch of people killed with shrapnel and stuff. So, terrorism's been around, for years and years and years. And, it's just it's unfortunately a part of life. Human beings are not great as a general thing. So you just got to kind of bob and weave with it. So, it's obviously disgusting and hideous and all the above, but it's just part of life right now. We've been blessed for most part. We kind of our society's in the West has been okay, but right now it's having a real rough time. The world's having a really rough time.
Yeah, and with that, everything keeps changing. Even the music industry has changed so much. What have you seen with the changes within the music industry? You brought it up yourself. The millennials, sometimes we can't even talk to them.
Absolutely. I think great things have been happening, musically as well, like the whole technology thing. In fact, that we can record albums on our laptop. I just produced a new Tesla album.
Yeah.
It'll be out next year, and we done all the guitars, basically on a laptop computer backstage and stuff, and then later on done the vocals and drums in a studio. So there's great things happening, as far as that goes, and it just morphs. It changes. Who would have ever thought that that we wouldn't have bookstores,
right,
or record stores would be actually closed down? So you just have to roll with it. You can't be go, I don't like how it's changing, and that kind of very old-fashioned Victorian attitude, and not flow with it. You've got to roll with the punches, and you've got to go with it and be part of that. So you've really got to be on top of it. You've got to keep on top of what's happening.
Right. Stay with the train or get off.
Really. Huh?
Right. Stay with the train or get off. It's going to move forward no matter what. So.
Absolutely.
So what's it like to produce Tesla versus being part of the band? Is it a big difference?
I basically joined the band. I think, I don't know what other producers do, but with this whole process, I've known the guys for 30-something years. We've toured together, we're friends, but it was kind of interesting, just doing this thing. And I think, actually joining the band so that no one got offended, and, all the reasons for doing it were for, again, like I said, with Def Leppard, for the best of the band. It's the entities is going to work here. It's going to do great things for that. So it takes all the egos out, and everyone, works so hard. And it's just been amazing. It's just been a really fun thing to do. But I basically joined the band. I even went on stage with them on the last tour. I'd be joining them on stage on a song. But we just keep. We're trying to make the best record that exists that Tesla have ever done. So all the influences there. It's Queen, Zeppelin, the Beatles. You hear all these great influences, and it was really cool. So. Yes, you have to become part of it.
Now, what about Poison? Did you know the guys from Poison for a while?
Absolutely, and great. And again, what I keep saying to them and about them, I think, it's amazing. It's the original band. All three bands, it's more or less the original band. So we celebrate the integrity that so many other artists or bands don't have. They come back for reunion tours. They karaoke as one member, if that of that. But with these three bands, it's the real deal. And in Poison's case, it's the original four members. So they're doing great. CeCe DeVille is the funniest guy in the world, and he's just such a lovely guy. I see Brett every day. I saw him yesterday in the gym, and we talk about music and everything. So we're just having a blast on the whole tour. It's just great to be around. It's great to see them doing what they should be doing. They kill it live. They're a great live band, as all three bands. But it's really great to be part of the whole thing.
Now, talking about being in shape, there's enough women around the station asking me the one question: will Phil have his shirt on or off in Chicago?
I've been doing a bit of both. I've got these really cool jackets and clothes and new stuff. So I've been wanting to wear, and despite people going, take them off. It's like, no, I'm not going to take my really expensive, lovely clothes off. So But yeah, it's been really hot, so I have been kind of taking my clothes off.
Well, it is the summer, and it's hot. It's going to be hot when you get here, like it usually is.
Absolutely. So yeah.
So how'd you get so cut? I mean, you're pretty cut, my friend.
Thank you. What it is, it's just, constant training, and it's the food thing more than anything else. It's like, don't let your cheat day be your every day. That's it in a nutshell. You kind of got to take care, and then you feel great as well. I actually feel like I did when I was 25. I physically feel the same as that. So I like that.
Yeah.
I don't like the alternative where you kind of aching pains and kind of stumbling around and kind of just having a kind of rough time. I like the fact that I can jump around like a kid. It's great. So that's the thing. So I have to kind of constantly work at that. It's just I don't kill myself, but I work out pretty much every day and just watch what I eat. Like I said, the food things are key, because we can eat so much processed and poisonous food, and the rawer the food is, and the more greens and all that stuff you get in your body, the better it reacts. So it's the processed food that will kill you.
Yeah, that, and both of us have been in this industry or media or whatever for so many years. For me, it was all the nights of us, or at least me, boozing it up. I pretty much cut that out, and I probably lost 15 pounds. Like, it just melted right off of me. So
that'll do it, absolutely. And again, the alcohol, turns to sugar as well. So that kind of which ends up turning to fat. So it's a slippery slope. The old booze thing. They'll definitely do it.
So maybe you need a Def Leppard cookbook.
Yeah, it's been suggested. Absolutely.
Rock and roll cookbook right there. You could get recipes from you guys, Poison, Tesla. I bet it would sell. I would sell it for you guys.
Okay, well, we'll look into that. There you go.
I'm an idea guy. It's something you just got to throw out there. So when you guys are on tour, is there a big family atmosphere? Do you guys have how do you go from town to town? Are you guys on a million buses?
Yeah, in a nutshell, yeah. And we do. Families come out.
Yep.
My wife's there. My son's here. He actually just flew out we're in Seattle at the moment, and
awesome.
he just flew up to see us there. So that's great. And it's just really cool. And plus the atmosphere between the bands and the crew. All of our crews hang out together. It's just great. We actually had a party in Vancouver, like a tour party. All the crew, all the three bands, and it was amazing. Everyone does get on. It's such a lovely atmosphere, and it just makes you want to be out there. It's great.
Now, with what's coming up next for you, other than your son thinking that you're not cool, because none of our sons think we're cool in this industry.
Oh, I've passed that. No, yeah, actually, I think I'm cool again. And that comes in waves. It's like uncool, cool, then so uncool, cool. So I'm cool, I think, at the moment. So yeah, it's peaks and valleys. At
least for this summer when he shows up, because he's out of school or whatever. So what's next for Def Leppard and you? What's coming up this year?
Well, I'm actually doing. Joe Satriani does this thing called It was G4 this year, and they get 4 guitar players, and they all play. This is in Carmel in California, and it's me, Paul Gilbert, Joe Satriani, and Warren DeMartini, and we actually play, talk, explain things to the audience that's there, and then we all jam together. So it's that's pretty exciting. That's coming up. I've got a Delta Deep live album coming out. We're just preparing the single, so I'm not sure the date of that yet, but there's a song called Bless These Blues, live from the tour that we did last year. That'll be coming out, and then we're working on new Def Leppard music, because next year's going to be a massive world tour, so we want to have new music, even if it's an EP or a couple of songs or whatever. And then also we're playing South America towards the end of this year as well. We're doing a full tour down, and we're doing Rock in Rio and all that stuff. So that's going to be a blast as well. So yeah, we're hyper busy.
Busy, and that's the way it should be. I mean, you are one of the biggest bands on the planet.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you got it, but you got to keep doing it, otherwise they'll just disappear. It's like anything else. You got to feed the flame.
That's right. You got to hone your skills. You got to keep doing that. You just can't have one single that you have nowadays, put it up on YouTube, and think you're going to become a superstar. You got to work. It's an industry. It's called a music industry.
Definitely. Jeff.
Well, Phil, always a pleasure to have you on. I want to keep you on track. You are always welcome back with the new CDs coming out with the variety of projects that you have on. So I will see you next week at the Chicago show at the Amphitheater and Hollywood Casino in Tinley Park on the 24th. Phil, love you, brother.
Perfect. You too. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.